welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already part of the Sprinkle Squad. I'm so happy to see you again, and today we are actually working in Myshuno and renovating one of the pre-existing apartments there. This is actually Penny Pizzazz's apartment, if you're familiar with that townie. I believe the townie actually came with City Living, and so this is actually her apartment. Now, I'm not necessarily making this apartment for her, but I just want to let you know basically which apartment we're working in right now. And I got the inspiration for this apartment from that rug you can see there on the floor. And actually, of course the rug is on the floor. Where else would it be? Anyways, I feel like that was just such a silly thing to say. But that was kind of the inspiration, the color palette for this whole apartment. And it actually came from my own save file that I'm playing. One of the kids of the family, she grew up and is like an artist, and she always loved the color pink. And I kind of did her bedroom in her like dorm. And I did this like really pretty gray and pink color palette based off of that rug. And so I was like, I think, you know what, I think it'd be really nice to actually see if I can make a whole entire apartment based off of that, which kind of inspired the whole it being an artist apartment as well. So I have like a nice gallery wall in here, and we also have a really nice painting space in the bedroom. And this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. So there is space for 2 Sims, since I did put like the larger bed in the larger bed in the bathroom, the larger bed in the bedroom. So you can have plenty of room here for 2 Sims. And honestly, I think you could also do plenty of entertaining here too. There's really a lot of space, and I ended up utilizing kind of mirrors all over the place because it felt kind of like it went with the vibe, and I think it also helps, you know, illuminate the space and really open it up. And I just thought it looked really pretty there. And again, channeling the sim that I kind of had in mind, which is a sim that I've personally like had in a save file, this just felt appropriate. And these are actually the windows from, I believe it's the Myshuno pack, and I just thought it worked so well here, especially with the like the open swatch. It just looked really cute here. And I'm not gonna lie, I struggled a little bit here in the living room. I do end up swapping out that fireplace because that one's just too big. I loved it. I thought it looked really pretty in here, but it just took up a little bit too much room. And I will say that I actually worked on this apartment with my mom since she's been staying with me and like just kind of hanging out with me. And we had a whole lot of fun doing this. And I actually, it's kind of funny, we had issues with the fruit bowl, which again, I know I talked about this recently, but my mom thinks it is necessary that every single one of my speed builds has a fruit bowl, and it is necessary in every single one of my kitchens. Like, I guess, well, is there a build that I wouldn't have a kitchen? I guess technically, if I didn't have a kitchen in my build, maybe I wouldn't have to have a fruit bowl. But it was kind of funny. I actually ended up a little bit later on using that new like pedestal item that we got with the party kit, and I put it in the corner and put the fruit bowl on top of it, and it looks super cute. Except I think somehow when I was finishing the rest of the apartment, that fruit bowl got deleted because I actually went to go take screenshots and it wasn't there. And I think I've heard that there's something really weird going on with that thing where like items will drop to the floor if you set something on it. So let me know if you've had issues with that little like pedestal. And it disappeared. I did place it back. You'll see it in the screenshots. It was there when I uploaded it. So hopefully the fruit bowl does stick around. It was actually really funny. My last speed build, my mom was like, where was the fruit bowl? Because I had it on the counter and then I moved it up on a shelf, and I had to like, I pulled up the screenshot and I was like, it's right there. It's on the wall. It was a little bit hard to see because I just used like a lemon bowl for the fruit bowl, but it is there, I promise. And I ended up using this super cute desk here. I think it's the one that came with werewolves. I'm trying to remember. But I actually end up putting that really like fuzzy chair from high school years, which I really love that chair. I feel like it's one of those items that's a little divisive on like whether people really like it or not, but I just think it's so cute. I have actually used it a lot. I do use it like at dinner tables in The Sims. I don't think that's really like realistic in real life, but you know, it's fine. In The Sims, it totally works. And also, I had this weird thing happen too with that little plant on the coffee table. It ended up dropping to the floor actually in the middle of the build. I saw it again when I was doing screenshots that it dropped to the floor. I did replace it, so hopefully you don't have that issue when you get it off the gallery. And as a reminder, this is already up on the Sims 4 gallery under my ID, Spice and Sprinkles, all one word, all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see written out. But I want to mention, if you haven't actually downloaded an apartment before off the gallery, it is uploaded as a room. That's just kind of the way you have to upload it. And in order to do that, I find the easiest way is actually just to delete a couple of the walls so the game actually recognizes it as a like singular room. So when you place it on this particular lot, you'll just have to add back, I think it was 3 of the walls. I always try to delete them around the door frame, so they're really easy to find. And honestly, if you miss it, it's not that big of a deal. You won't notice notice it very much, except for at the top of the wall. So you can easily put those back and add back in the wallpaper. It's just, I wish there was an easier way to do it. I think you can do things where you like draw a piece of wall and kind of drop it into place and stuff, but I don't know. I just find deleting the walls is a pretty simple way to do it. And originally I had that easel here. It just felt really cramped. So since the bedroom was so large, I thought that might be a nice place to put it actually in there. And so I wanted to create this pretty gallery wall here, and we ended up putting like one of those like painting portrait light things above it, and I added in a mirror and another picture there. Again, I think that's from Werewolves, and I don't know what it was with this apartment, but I kept really wanting to use that pear picture. I don't know why. Like, I feel like usually I don't like it, but I just thought I really needed it here. And we end up actually adding in a bunch of plants here in the corner, and it was actually my mom's idea to put it there on like a little stool. And I will say, I don't know, since that's actually considered like a seat, your Sims may try to sit on it. I'm assuming not, because I have so many things around it, but technically it is something your Sims can sit on. Hopefully that's not an issue. And then just adding in here like that little sculpture, because I just figured if this Sim was an artist or like studying to be an artist or a painter, that like that would be something that they'd have. And I did add in some tile underneath the fireplace as well, because I know sometimes you see in homes like they put stone or something around the fireplace, so that's kind of the energy I was going for with that. And then just adding in here some clutter in the kitchen. And I will say that one of the corner counters is completely empty, so your Sims can definitely cook on that. And then I think one of the other, I think to the left of the sink, that is empty as well. So those cutting boards are technically considered a wall item, so it doesn't impede your Sim's ability to actually like cook there. And then I also add in that little like waffle maker thing. I think technically it's not waffles, but I forgot what it was called. So if you remember, let me know. And I put it in there because I don't know why. I just felt like this Sim would have it. And I really have no reason as to why I think that. It just felt right, which is kind of funny because I don't think the Sim I'm thinking of like for this build has ever actually used that kitchen appliance. But oh, and I guess you can see here, the fruit bowl is gone. So I guess somewhere like along the line, it just kind of got deleted. I know that sometimes you can have issues where like you might delete one item and for some reason it's somehow connected to something else and it just is gone. I even checked under the counter, like I moved the counter and the fruit bowl wasn't there, so it didn't even drop. So I guess it must have been deleted or something, or maybe it dropped and then was deleted. I'm totally not sure, but hopefully you don't encounter those issues here. And then I actually I know that this is like a really small, tight hallway, but I figured, maybe in the city it makes a whole lot of sense, but to include some laundry here, which honestly is probably a nice luxury to have if you were actually living in this city, to have access to that. So I kind of put that in the corner, and I do end up putting another mirror and a little table at the end of the hall because I think honestly, again, I think it just makes it brighter and more open, and it looks really nice just like looking down the hallway there. And then in this bathroom, I end up putting the hamper in here along with the sink, the toilet, and the shower tub combo, and I think it ended up looking really cute in here. And I do end up putting a curtain. I was trying to do both the white and the pink curtains that we used in the living room, but it just didn't fit properly, so I ended up just using that light pink, which I thought ended up looking really cute, especially since I put it kind of next to the toilet, so it's like, your Sim has a little bit of privacy there. Even though it doesn't really matter, I just like to think of it that way. And I do end up deleting the hand towel I put on the wall, since we kind of had that hand towel on the like organizer above the toilet, and instead put a little piece of art there because I just thought maybe that's something that Sim would like. And then here in the bedroom, I really like the way the bedroom turned out. It took me a little while to kind of figure it out. We did a lot of experimenting. My mom was helping me too, like what do we put above the bed, like that kind of thing, but I think we got there. And we did utilize the mirrors again here, like to the left and the right of the bed, and I think that helped a whole lot as well, again just like bringing interest. And I end up putting like some wall sconces on those mirrors, colors, which I think adds a really cool effect here. And I believe I end up using, I think they're Snowy Escape end tables. And then in terms of like an actual dresser, I end up using the trunks that we got with werewolves because I thought it looked really nice here, and it felt like it fit really nicely at the end of the bed, which is kind of where I wanted it. And then on the other side, like right across from the bed, we end up putting together the like small artist area with some canvases and stuff, and I thought it ended up looking really cute over there. And I end up using the werewolf rug, but I use it in the like distressed swatch because I figured maybe this sim, instead of having that like tarp with a bunch of colors on it, they had just like a distressed old carpet they put under there, you know, to protect the floor from paints and that kind of thing. And so I ended up like, I honestly really love this little area that was created here for the sim, and I end up putting like a black and white painting on the wall. And it took me a while, it really did take me a while to figure out what kind of dresser I wanted to put, because I wanted the focal point to really be that back wall with the headboard and everything, as well as that little like artist corner. I didn't want like some giant piece of furniture, so I think that worked out super well here. And then I actually end up, I'm trying to remember what we actually ended up putting above the bed. I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was the clock. I ended up actually taking that clock, and I did use the tool mod, which basically allows you to like simply like the simple things you can do is size things, and you can also raise things up and down. So I sized that clock just a little bit. I just made it a little bit bigger instead of just using the bracket keys on the keyboard, which is how you usually would size an item up or down. It just made it huge. So instead I just made it a little bit bigger, so it just looked really nice there on the wall right there above the bed. And then just kind of finishing off here with some clutter that I feel like this sim might have. And I really love that little like toiletry tray we have there on the bench. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody. Even